There we go. Okay, so just a quick intro of why this webinar. As you know, most of you might be knowing, I have been a homeopath and I practiced for homeopathy for almost 15 years. And I remember the hard work that I used to do. I would request everybody to keep quiet and keep their microphones on mute so that it gets easier for everyone, right? Wait, let me just mute everyone. Wait. Mute. Okay, I've put everybody on mute. In case you want to speak, you can always connect to me and unmute and speak, right? Okay, so as you know, I have been a homeopath for years. For 15 years, I've been practicing homeopathy. And it was a lot of hard work at that time because I had to go into the case study of each and every one. I had to work hard to figure out what's the problem with whom. And eventually, that became so difficult that I used to always pray and say, hey, I really would like to have something very, very simple, very easy, and very fast and very effective. This takes a lot of time. I do not want to demean homeopathy. Homeopathy has been a great milestone in my life, and I have a lot of reverence and gratitude because thanks to homeopathy, I learned and developed as a clinician. I understood the human mind much better. I understood how it works in a much better way. So it's been a great training. It really worked out well. However, considering the amount of problems that I've seen in people, in humans, in patients, I used to wonder, can life be a little simpler? Secondly, I used to wonder, why should somebody help somebody else? What happens to the inherent immunity power that all of us have? And all of us are capable of helping ourselves. I'm not saying that you should not be going to the doctors and all. However, the number of people who are now getting dependent on doctors is phenomenal. Do we really need that? And those questions that I had years back now is getting answered very well. It began step by step as I started looking beyond the medical science and explored metaphysics. Like everyone, I did not wait for scientific validation of my experiences. I realized that science may take little time. I'm again not saying that science is useless, no, but science does take little time for all facts to validate. I trusted my inner gut feeling, my intuitive calls, and I started following the guidance that I started getting in meditations. And what I realized is I have been gifted with a skill called channeling. Like any radio that can tune into frequencies, like a television, which can tune into certain channels, I had mastered the art of tuning into the universal knowledge. You know, the knowledge that you have, or rather we have, is available in abundance. It's just that you need to know that which frequency to tune into, how to tune into, how to get this information, how to trust this information, how to infer this information, and how to apply this information. Slowly and gradually, I mastered the art of getting this information. And I've been always wishing and striving to make it simpler and simpler and simpler. Every time I would get this information, I would say, hey, can this be a little more simpler? Hey, can this be slightly more easier? And this quest has led me to something which is simpler and simplest, which I'm going to share with you right at the end of the webinar. Just stay tuned. Okay. Um, if in between, if you have any questions, certainly feel free to speak to me, and even the question in between. I may not look at your chat right now, just to avoid getting distracted, but you can unmute and interrupt in a little sensible way. All right. Okay, so this is Radical Crystalline Mind. I think this is the pinnacle of all the work that I've been doing for years together, and today I can proudly present it to you. The book I have written almost a year back, and the workshops I had started taking almost 3 to 4 years back. But today, I would say I'm feeling confident enough to present to general public this work, because I know the time is right, not for me, not for the work, but for the world. As I see more and more people are getting emotionally distressed, more and more people are getting caught up in the threat that they're experiencing in their external environment, the more is the need to calm down, be at peace, be clear, and know what's happening to themselves, to the world around, so that they can find a way out on their own. And nothing can be easier and simpler than what I'm going to talk about. It's not difficult at all. I'm going to just make it so simple that even a child can understand what I'm talking about, right? All right, so we go to the next slide. The ultimate objective of this conversation that I'm taking you towards is eventually going to lead you towards the ultimate consciousness. However, if you want to raise higher or rise higher in life, and the more you have a need to rise higher in life, the more it is necessary to have a very, very strong foundation. And several times you're not even ready for this foundation. And another principle that we're going to work with is that you cannot solve your problems at the same level of consciousness as you created them. There's not something I'm telling you. Albert Einstein has told long back that you cannot solve a problem at the level of consciousness you have created. You know, I'll give you a simple example. A child will struggle to fix a toy, which adult can see through and find it pretty amusing, right? Because the consciousness of the child is not grown as much as your consciousness. As you start evolving, the problems and challenges that you faced in the past sound so trivial. But when you were there, you were completely caught up. So as you start growing and evolving, life gets easier and simpler, because now you can have an overview of life. I remember a beautiful story. There was a group of travelers who were traveling in a jungle, and they completely got lost. And they started panicking because it was evening time. They had limited food and water, and it was getting dark. The jungle had animals and snakes and a lot of dangerous elements. So they were kind of panicking, and they said, oh, it's some way we need to figure this out. So they started looking right and left and everywhere. There was one particular man who sat under the tree, and the rest of the group got irritated with him for not helping them out. And after a while, he opened his eyes and he started climbing a hillock. And they got further irritated. He said, "We could go either right, left, east, west, north, south. Don't tell me you're going on top of the hillock. That's not the way to get out of the jungle. What are you doing?" But he quietly went. He said, "If you want to follow, you can follow." He went up and surveyed the whole area. And he figured his way out and he said, "I think it's in the eastern direction." And he started walking and people followed him and he brought everybody out of the jungle. Why? Because he chose to look at the situation from a level higher. And that's what we all need to do. We get caught up when you see a limited picture. When your consciousness expands, when your awareness improves, you start looking at it from completely a different angle, or you can have a different perception of life that can make it much more easier and much more meaningful to you. So all that stories, which seems to be a huge problem, looks trivial, sounds trivial when you are at the pinnacle of your consciousness. And that's where we all need to go. Existing technologies and methods and ways may or may not take you over there, or may make it a little complicated because we have a lot of such beliefs which prevents us to expand our consciousness and awareness very, very easily. So why have I chosen this webinar? The idea is very simple. I completely trust that you have a potential to be a better version of yourself. Whoever you are, wherever you are, however you are, how much ever educated you are, doesn't matter what you've studied, what you haven't studied, what kind of skills you have, what you don't have. At any point in time, you always have a potential to be a better version of your own self. You have a potential to align to the highest consciousness. It's completely possible. Don't think that so-called consciousness development is for those select few who do rigorous practices and a lot of hard works and a lot of other, techniques and a certain, guidelines, and certain personalities have to intervene for you to have this consciousness. No, it is possible for anyone to develop their consciousness and connect to the highest consciousness with ease and grace. You have a potential to find all your answers, solutions, guidance, and directions from and through your subconscious mind. It's very easy for you to have this guidance, solution, and directions. And you can always make it easier and easier for yourself. You have a potential to be healthy, happier, and fulfilled in all aspects of your life. And it's possible to be fulfilled and continue growing. You have a potential to be who you truly are. Why I'm saying this is because I meet day in and day out a lot of people. They think they are so and so. They have the tags and labels, and they don't even know who they are unless and until they peel the layers like layers of that onion and reach their core to figure out, oh my God, that's me. I'd even forgotten, because we often buy the labels that society has given. We often wear the jackets that doesn't even fit in, and yet we wear it because it looks sophisticated and people want us to look in a particular way. It's not just about look, our behavior, our approach, our responses are also so much modified and so much at times artificial that eventually you've lost touch with your true self. And it's possible, you have a potential to connect to who you are 100%. And it's not very difficult. In fact, it's very, very easy. So just ask yourself, would you like to explore your potential? You know, there is a difference between the power and potential. Power can be limited. Shall I give you an example? So-called most powerful personalities in the world may need bodyguards, but potential is unlimited. And when I say potential, think of a mother whose child is trapped under a vehicle. She can topple that vehicle. She has that potential. We all have unlimited, untapped potential, but we only get in touch with that potential when there are crises, when you're in a critical situation, when you are threatened for your life, when you have issues or problems and challenges, you bring out your potentials to a certain extent. However, how about operating from your highest potential in an easy and effortless way? Don't you think it's possible? Yes, it is certainly possible. And if you think it is possible, let me tell you, you are at the right place at the right time, listening to the right person. Am I bragging too much about myself? No. You will discover that easily and effortlessly. I'm going to show you a step-by-step way to do that. Let's begin by asking one question, okay, at a time. So I'm going to ask these questions. You can close your eyes and honestly ask this question to yourself. You don't have to answer this to the public. You have to simply answer these questions to yourself. Okay, you can keep your eyes closed and just listen to me. My question is, are you peaceful and relaxed while being highly productive? So when you want to be productive, can you remain peaceful demeanor and remain relaxed? My next question is, are your relationships working for you? Third question is, are you secured about your finances? Do you feel healthy? I'm not asking, are you healthy? Let medical world not decide. How do you feel? Do you feel healthy? Do you have clarity in your personal and professional life? Are you happy and joyous most of the time? Are you aware of and aligned to the purpose of life? Can you remain a detached observer of all the drama that is going on in and around you? Are you able to see the larger picture with greater awareness of a bigger plan? Take your own time. Check it out. If the answer is no to any of these questions that I asked, I think it is time to look forward. It's time to study a curriculum called Radical Insights. Now you'll ask, what is this Radical Insights? Radical Insights is a curriculum which teaches you a set of powerful techniques and philosophy to enjoy a super life with super conscious mind, and that too in a step-by-step manner. Let me explain to you a little more. Let the beginning happen by creating and strengthening your foundation. And what is your foundation? What is the base of every creation? Any idea? Anybody would like to say? What's the basis of every creation? All creation.
Energy.
Energy, yes. And this particular energy,
Thoughts.
sorry?
Thoughts.
Yes, your thoughts. The thoughts are very, very powerful. And behind every creation is a powerful thought. The first thing first, we have to strengthen the way we think. Because if the way we think is not strong enough, probably you may not find your growth very effective, right? So now let's see here. If you have a negative thought, eventually you will have a negative emotion, right? We humans, we just don't wait at the level of thoughts. Thoughts are not just thoughts for us. We have a habit of responding to thoughts in form of emotions. So a negative thought can give rise to negative emotions, and negative emotions can give rise to blocked energy flow. Let me give you an example. How does that happen? For example, you wanted to speak up something and you couldn't speak, and you felt like an apple core stuck in your throat. There is no apple core, but it would be just the energy disturbance in a major energy center called throat chakra, Vishuddhi chakra. Or you had an interview and you're feeling nervous and you felt those butterflies in your stomach. There are no butterflies in your stomach. These are energy disturbances in your energy center called solar plexus chakra. So every time you have an adverse thought, we have the energy disturbance that blocks the flow of energy, and eventually you will have negative manifestations. Now you say, okay, manifestations in terms of health. No, I would say we have even experimented. Your thoughts can affect your gadgets, your vehicles, your projects. Thoughts can affect even others, because when participants come for our workshops and they complete their healing, suddenly we find a shift in their relatives. The most remarkable story goes back. Of course, there are plenty of stories, but this one was very, very remarkable. One of my facilitators, Varsha Punwani, she was taking a second level of workshop, and she had a girl who was complaining about her strained relationship with her brother. She had not talked to her brother for 7 years. And she was really in pain. And then she figured out the reason why there's a strain in the relationship. She corrected that reasons, and she corrected her thinking process sitting in the training room itself. And in next 5 minutes, her brother messaged her and said, hey, we haven't really caught up since long. How about catching up this weekend? And she had tears in her eyes. How did that happen? Because she resolved over years, and brother, who was not even present, suddenly shifted. People around you are your extensions and projections. As you change your thoughts, your energies shift, and as your energies shift, your physical reality also shifts, and that's the principle that we follow. So-called negative thought brings about negative manifestations, and a negative manifestation brings about negative results. And if you have a positive thought, then you have positive emotions, the flow of energy is beautiful, and you'll have positive manifestations. Now, it's very easy to say negative and positive, but what is negative for you can be positive for somebody, and what is positive for somebody could be negative for you. So it's all relative. You breathe out carbon dioxide, and a lot of us think that carbon dioxide is negative, but it's needed for the plants. And if you see, even carbon dioxide is needed for your next breath. So there's nothing like negative or positive. The waste product that you throw out of your house is required to make a manure, and plants grow out of that. So what is negative, what is positive? You cannot sit in judgment and say, hey, this is negative and this is positive. So anything that does not work for you is negative for you. That doesn't mean that it is negative. Anything that facilitates the process of life is positive in general. What works for you is positive. But you have so many thoughts day in and day out. You keep thinking every now and then. So, which is that particular thought which is not really working for you? Any guess? You may not find it because there are thousands of thoughts that you keep thinking day in and day out. And these thoughts often are pretty confusing. So, the very first step is to be able to recognize which is that thought which is not really working for me. Out of those hundreds and thousands of thoughts that you are thinking every minute, once you recognize which thought is not really working for you, now you need to learn how to modify it. And it is very, very simple. The biggest challenge or biggest fun, I would say, is to recognize that thought. Once you recognize, modifying is very, very easy. Simple example I would give is, oh, I cannot really present with PowerPoint presentation. That's one thought. I don't have to say a lie. I don't have to cheat. I don't believe in saying anything that is out of integrity for you. I would say the same thing and say, I haven't yet presented with the help of PowerPoint presentation. Or rather than saying that I cannot speak in public, instead of that, how about just saying, I haven't really spoken in public. I cannot cook. How about saying, I haven't yet cooked? A lot of people, in the name of positive affirmations, they say, oh, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy, I'm happy. Hello, you're not happy. Don't cheat yourself in the name of so-called positive affirmations. A lot of people believe that fake it till the time you make it. I would say just be in integrity. You don't have to say lies to yourself in the name of healings, in the name of being nice to you, or in the name of evolution for that matter. You cannot evolve on lies, because eventually that will come to you and you will face it anyway. So rather than saying I'm happy, you can say it is possible to be happy. It is okay to be happy. I deserve to be happy. I give myself permission to be happy. I thrive on happiness. You're not saying lies. You're just modifying it, and you can select the right words based on certain principles, and that we're going to discuss later. Okay. And step 3 is amplify and apply. Now, how do you amplify and apply? No, you don't need those kind of old-fashioned mic to amplify and apply. Basically, the universe is listening to you. Your subconscious mind is listening to you. If you systematically design the right statement and repeat them time and again, the statements tend to get amplified, and they definitely start manifesting for you. There's a science to it. There is a method to it, and it's not very difficult. It's something very easy to learn. The biggest one is recognizing the core thought process. So eventually, I would say Redikall is the art of thinking right with profound insights. I repeat again, Redikall is the art of thinking right with profound insights. We believe that you have all your answers, solutions, guidance, and direction in and from your subconscious mind. And you have a potential to remain aligned to the highest consciousness all the time. You have a potential to make a positive difference in your life and guide others. And you are a leader. You can lead yourself and others to explore the highest potential. You can make the best out of your greatest asset called mind. When I'm saying art of thinking right, that doesn't mean just the right thing. It is with the profound insight because, as I said, the right thought for you can be wrong for somebody else. So if you have higher awareness, higher consciousness, and from that consciousness point of view, when you start thinking in alignment with your consciousness, that thought will become easier for you. Your thoughts are like those seeds, very, very powerful, potent seeds. But even if the seeds are very, very powerful and potent, they may or may not germinate as and when you want. There are several factors. Try throwing those seeds on the tar roads. Are they going to germinate? No, they won't. But the same seeds in a soft and prepared soil may germinate. Again, if there are existing weeds or existing plantations, your seeds may or may not get enough resources and may not germinate well, or even if they germinate, they die a premature death. So you need to clear the ground before you put those seeds. And the third part of it, and that's the best part of it, you need to know what's the best condition or what's the most appropriate seeds for the given set of conditions. For example, don't expect coconuts to grow in Himalayan region. Same way, don't expect rhododendrons to grow in warm, humid climate. For every seed, there is a preferred environment. And for every environment, there are preferred seeds. So not so-called all positive thoughts are good for you and will work for you. You need to be aware and conscious of what is right for you, what is good for you, and what is not good for you. And once you become aware, it will become much more easy for you. Now, all you need to do is explore your untapped potentials. Explore your subconscious mind, essentially. You need to reorganize your storage system of your subconscious mind and create a space for further download of greater connectivity, or with greater connectivity to the cloud consciousness. So we work on mind model, comparing it to a computer. So like how your computer can do a lot of work, your mind is a supercomputer. And like any other computer, your mind has a potential to connect to the cloud consciousness, to download the right programs, and to get the navigation guidance, and to get all the knowledge possible. However, there are certain conditions before you can actually start downloading these programs. Okay, so you need to first run an antivirus and clean all your unhealthy programs from your subconscious mind. Then you need to have a knowledge of what is compatible for you. You know, if you randomly download all the programs, you may create a mess out of it. So you need to know what are those compatible programs for you, what your system will take and what your system may not take. And you need to learn how to apply these programs to make a positive difference in your life. Sounds a little technical, but very, very practical. Okay. Radical actually teaches you how to de-chunk, reformat, deprogram, and reprogram your subconscious mind in a very easy way. Okay. And eventually connect to the cloud consciousness. So as you de-chunk and reorganize the storage system in your subconscious mind, you create a space for further download. And you also make it easier for you to connect to the cloud consciousness. If your system is overloaded with information, your internet speed can also slow down. Same way, your mind is too busy, you find it very difficult to connect to the superconscious mind. Imagine you've lost an important set of documents or the key, which is very important to you, and you are panicking. You want to find that out as soon as possible because your mind is working now overtime, thinking of the consequences of losing this valuable things in your life. And the more you panic, the more you worry, the more you fret and get angry, the more it is difficult for you to find that document or the key or that important object. All you need to do is just calm down. You will get it. And most of the time, you do get it when you're very beautifully relaxed, because that's the time your mind is quieter. So, first thing first, you need to learn to close the systems and eventually work with these programs. Just a sec. I'm not sure why is the PPT getting okay. Uh, just give me a moment. I would.
Somebody's probably got into the system because there's a lot of this. People are getting.
Yeah, I'm seeing some scratch marks and all that,
Yeah,
which
so
is not originally from.
hacked into the system.
Okay, Jigar, if you're checking it out, just a sec. Huh? Let me do a little virus check. Okay. There are minor scratches, no problem. There was something major. Okay, no problem. With the minor things, let's not get hassled so much. Okay. All right, Radical can make a radical difference in your personal and professional life, your health, and your spiritual insights and evolution. It can also make a radical difference in your relationships, in your finance management, and knowing yourself and others in a better way. Answers to several intriguing questions. You have it right in your subconscious mind, and we know it, right? We've always got it. I can give you this beautiful tip. So if you're looking for answers and solutions and you don't get it, have this question in your mind at the time when you go to bed. And most of the time, when you wake up in the morning, you will get up with this aha moment, because that's the time your mind is quiet. You know, you've digested all your thoughts, reorganized all your thoughts. Your subconscious mind is still like still water, which allows the pearls of wisdom to surface up and be visible. So when you calm down, you will be able to find all your answers, solutions, and the direction that you need for decision making. You'll get clarity. Yeah. You can also do the same thing in a very systematic ways. We all are capable of getting these intuitive answers on and on. Okay, we can get random flashes. Even I used to do it, sometimes while appearing for exams, I would land up writing things which I didn't know how I'm writing and from where this answer is coming. While teaching at times, I wouldn't know how I landed up talking things. We all have that capability, even you have it. However, do you get that consistently, as in when you want it? What steps do you take to get all your answers, solutions, and directions? How does it make it easy and more predictable for you? And for that, we have designed a systematic curriculum, which is a kind of a step-by-step curriculum. So what do? We take you first through Redikall Crystalline Mind. The name suggests Redikall Crystalline Mind. It is a transition from charcoal mindset to a diamond mindset. As you know, charcoal and diamond both share the same element called carbon, and yet both are so different. On one hand, charcoal crumbles under the pressure, amorphous in nature, leaves stains, picks up negativities, and often undervalues, gets burnt out so easily. Diamond, on the other hand, is the toughest stone available. Only a diamond can cut another diamond, is rated, valued, right? So we need to, first of all, reorganize. Why I'm saying this? Because the difference between charcoal and a diamond is the molecular arrangement. In case of charcoal, carbon is organized in a haphazard manner. And in case of a diamond, it is organized in a very systematic manner. Now, because of that, the carbon, being carbon, appears different in charcoal and appears different in diamond, right? Same way, even if you have the same matter in your subconscious mind, if it is not organized very well, you can have a personality which gets fatigued, tired very easily, crumbles under the pressure, gets stressed out, burnt out, and often undervalued. When you start organizing the information in your subconscious mind, you will start shining, becoming radiant personality whom people value for your opinion and your approach, right? So second level, then we teach you how to learn, because in first level, and once you practice that pretty well, you now start getting more and more organized in your thinking. Your retrieval of answers is much easier for you because it's organized. Imagine if you have a messy cupboard or a messy cabinet, you'll find it very difficult to retrieve all that you have stored there. And when you retrieve, even if it is messy, you'll end up getting into other objects. Like, for example, if you've dumped everything and you want to get your watch, you may end up getting your jewelry or a piece of garment or an important license, and everything is jumbled up over there. And your thoughts can keep getting distracted. When you reorganize your subconscious mind, you think of a question and you get only relevant answer, and your mind doesn't get distracted and deviated. As a result, you have minimum thoughts and minimum energy spent on those thoughts. Your focus is much better, and your mind, I would say, is crystal clear. Okay. Next thing that now you can do is, now you've created enough space. Now you learn the art of finding your answers, solutions. Okay. In a very systematic way, we're going to teach you quite a few of techniques. One of them is pretty interesting. Learning to use pendulum to assess your energy, and from there getting the answers. Now it sounds a little mumbo jumbo and eerie. What's that? Now a pendulum, when used correctly, can be a bridge between your conscious mind and the subconscious mind, because your fingers are directly associated with your subconscious mind and can bypass your conscious mind and help you find answers and solutions. So it's a beautiful way to learn about your thoughts, about yourself, and to even understand how organizations function, how people function, how the relationship dynamics work, or how finances work. So, slowly, with the help of 250 energy centers and help of pendulum and other techniques, you eventually learn to pinpoint and come to a positive factor in a very, very, very easy and effective way. We'll go to the level third. Now, by third level, you have mastered the art of deprogramming and reprogramming. But that's not enough because a lot has happened in the past. Sometimes, even for you to effectively shoot a bullet, you have to go slightly backward, right? Or sometimes, even for you to have the rocket going up, the fuel goes backwards. So something similar happens in advanced radical consciousness level 3. We teach you to go slightly backward in a very systematic way without getting involved in stories. We simply clinically go and set things right, because it's not what happened in the past, but how we've recorded what has happened in the past, which can be a little bit of trouble. Besides, we also need to check what kind of past life pre-programming you've come with. I'm being very clear because I'm not saying past life in a very religious context. It's a pre-programming needed, which shifts over a period of time as per the need. This is what my clinical experience is all about. We also explore the influences of extraneous energies blocking us or allowing us to work on us, or rather vice versa. As we have the hooks and anchors for these energies, we often invite these energies. More than that, we need to retrieve our energies which are stuck in various places. You've been through a rough time, part of your energies are stuck over there. You've left your lovely house in the village, a part of your energy can get stuck over there. You think of somebody you hated, your part of the energies are stuck over there. At any given point of time, you may not be 100% here and now. So level 3 eventually teaches you how to retrieve all your energies from past, present, so-called parallel events happening. Your energies are flying all over. Bring them together, because you need to be available to yourself 100%. So the objective of the level 3 is to bring all your energies together. And when you do that, there's a tremendous peace and quietness. You become so peaceful and so much available to yourself that life can become easy and beautiful for you. Then we have relationship, radical relationship. So all this we have learned. So up to level 3, we are still learning. And by level 4, you learn to apply all those things to make a difference in your relationships. Not about just fixing your relationships, also understanding yourself through your relationships, because your relationships are your extensions and projections. If something is not working in your relationships, probably there's something not working in you. Your relationships keep giving you guidelines to evolve in your consciousness and how to infer those signals and how to make the best out of every opportunity your relationships are giving you. That's what we teach in level 4. In level 5, we teach you how to use the previous knowledge and all these techniques to decode an amazing game called money. Money is the biggest maya, the biggest illusion. A lot of people think that if I have money, all my problems will be solved. But you can have the same money and yet the problem can remain. And how does that work? So once you understand how to decode this maya, this whole drama, life can become very, very meaningful to you. And as you withdraw and you get detached to this whole illusionary games, the flow of money anyway starts easing out in your life. And in level 6, we learn the art of being. It's very quiet, it's very peaceful. All that you were doing, hoping to be something at the end of it, eventually you start learning to be that so that things get done for you. Do you find it a little difficult? I'll give you a very simple example. A child was studying very hard, and I asked him, why are you studying so hard? He says, I want to be successful. I said, is there any guarantee that you will be successful? He says, why not? I will be. Okay. And then what will you do? He says, then I'll go for something else where I'm not successful. And then what will you do? Then I'll work doubly hard to be successful there. And then what will happen? Then I'll take something else. So I said, but the success is a station in your life. The success comes and goes and your train moves on. Are you really enjoying, or are you getting time enough to enjoy your success? He says, no, if I start enjoying success, I will not be successful. And I said, what's the point of being successful if you can't enjoy that? Why would you make success a station or a destination? Why can't you enjoy the journey, being successful and feeling successful? Is it possible? He was too young to understand that, but I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. A lot of time we are so busy doing things, hoping that we will be able to be. When you reach that pinnacle of your consciousness, you start being that. And then you rise beyond your need for doing things. And that makes it so easy for all of us. It's something I can only describe in words, but this is something you might need to do it for yourself. As you go there, you understand. So it's like, how is the view from the top of the mountains? Go to the top of the mountains to get that view, because nobody can describe it for you. Even a photograph will not give you the feel, because you cannot experience the breeze that you experience there, the light, sunlight falling on your face. You can't experience, you can't describe the chirping of the birds, nothing. You have to be there. So eventually you learn just to be in level 6. A lot of people ask me, what is this Redikall all about? You know, it's an unusual spelling. It comes from the word radical. Radical is something which is fundamentally different, transformative, something very innovative, very original, very transformative in nature. And that's what radical is all about. When your thoughts get streamlined, you have minimum or no thoughts. A lot of people keep talking about meditations nowadays. And they even keep arguing, oh, I do this meditation and that technique and this technique. These are all techniques. Let meditation be a way of life. What is meditation? What is yoga? It's connection to your greater consciousness. So when you calm down, in any case, you are connected. The calm and peaceful state of mind eventually helps you experience this connectivity, helps you avail this guidance. Your life can become so easy and so simple because you're constantly in that space. So the techniques of Redikall, you can use it while ironing your clothes, washing your utensils, taking baths, sweeping your floor, being in the meeting, waiting for your interview call, you can continue practicing anytime. Eventually, as you grow more and more in this practice, you will feel a kind of a super connectivity on an ongoing basis. And then you don't need a technique or a set of technique. You may begin with techniques, you rise beyond this technique and start being in a meditative space most of the time. So to recap, thought generates emotions, emotions disturbs your energy being, and then it creates a physical impact. You've got to trace that thought, modify that thought, and amplify that thought. And when you reorganize all your thoughts, your life starts getting reorganized. You must be wondering, what is this jarring picture all of a sudden? This is a metaphorical representation. All of us are on a journey called life. We have a pre-assigned direction, lane, and a pace that we are supposed to be moving with, because a lot of people are moving along with you. You have an amazing highway assigned to you. However, not necessarily you stick to that highway, because we love challenges in life. So we get into the by lanes and we get into the service roads. And then we often find ourselves getting stuck in traffic jams. We often complain there are potholes and speed breakers and red lights. You've got to use your brake pretty often, and often people come in the way. And out of exasperation, sometimes you take a right turn or a left turn or suddenly stop in between, and you not only cause disturbance for yourself, but you also generate a lot of disturbance in people around you. If you remain connected, you get ongoing guidance and directions, like a car driver getting it through their personalized GPS. You don't even need a machine. You don't even need a mobile. You don't even need a setup. You can be directed and guided on an ongoing basis if you learn to remain in a peaceful state of mind after clearing your subconscious mind correctly and connecting to the higher consciousness. And then life can be a journey like this highway, beautiful, peaceful, smooth, with minimum obstructions, minimum resistance. Our biggest mantra for most of my students is life is easy, life is easy, life is effortless, and life is a lot of fun. And they say it and they find amazingly beautiful. Those who are not exposed to Redikall say, what nonsense. Live my life and you would know what it is. When you get off your highway, life may not be easy, effortless, and fun. All you need to do is get in touch with your inner guidance. Look for your highway, look for your lane, look for your pace. And if we all travel on the highway that has been assigned to us, we do not come in the way of anyone. We do not intrude or interfere in anyone's journey, and we all can coexist beautifully and live our life in a beautiful way. You know, animals and birds, they are constantly guided. Birds can fly thousands of miles and they know where to go. They know which food to select for themselves. They know how to bring up their babies and how to build the nest and when to let them just go and let them fly. They don't need tuition classes. They don't need supervision. They just know what to do. If there are calamities, they know how to make themselves safe. You know, when the tsunami was there, animals knew exactly what to do. However, we humans, so-called very intelligent people, sometimes lose the whole connection. It's not that we don't get signals. We haven't really learned to remain connected to those signals and apply that to make a difference in our life. It's time to get back there, connect to your consciousness. And that can only happen when you declutter your mind. The ultimate objective is not just for you, not just for me, not for Radical. The objective is for the humanity so that we know who we are, we know what our path is, we know what's our direction, and we have courage enough to be completely aligned to our being, our life plan, our life path, to make life easy, effortless, and a joyous journey, which we all deserve. Together, I'm sure we can make a very positive difference in the world. This is what some of our participants have to say. Most people think Radical is magical. Here we have Sarath, who's a fitness instructor, and he says, along with the physical fitness, you also need to address your mind and soul. And he finds himself very, very fortunate to be able to do that. We have Christina from Poland. She regularly uses Radical statements and finds a lot of difference in her business decisions. We have Dr. Bassam Saab. He's healer from Lebanon. He's regularly using and he finds it amazing. His clients really wonder how does he come with the right answers and right solutions and right understanding. We have Mamta Hanover. She's a special educator working in a school. She's guiding a lot of people, though she's learned psychology, classical psychology and counseling, but she almost invariably uses Radical to help her students and their parents. And she's finding remarkable shift in her students and parents. Astha, who's a choreographer, she's adopted Radical so beautifully, and she is touching a lot of young lives. She's adored and cherished by her students. So she's not only practicing, she's also teaching a lot of people, like Mamta is also doing that. We have Shreyas. Apart from being a corporate person, he's also very fond of practicing Tai Chi and Qigong practitioner. And he's very energy sensitive person, extremely intuitive, and he's very fond of Radical. He's found Radical working amazingly well. We have a lawyer from Paris, Stanislaw. He learned Radical with the help of translator, and today Radical has become part of his life. He claims that his immunity is much better. He's falling sick much lesser now. He's much stronger, and his life has become easy because now he can see through things. His consciousness has expanded, so it makes it much easier. And recently he just told me that he's going through this challenging time, which all of us are going through, and it's very easy for him to cope up thanks to Radical. So now you would wonder, what is that mantra all about? And this mantra is nothing. Of course, Radical has several techniques, but the easiest and simplest one is I revive, I recognize, I realign, I reorient, and I reposition. Do you find it simple? No, I don't find it simple. It's too lengthy. I like to say IR5. Just recite R5, and that will make a difference. So difficult when I tell people that it is this easy, this simple, this effortless, they say, no, it can't be this simple, because there is so much of belief in the universe that unless you work hard, unless you struggle, unless you go through challenges, you will not get it this easily. In fact, the most precious things are available very easily and effortlessly. You breathing, the oxygen is precious for you and it's available easily. You drink water, it's available easily. Sunlight, available easily. R5, it's available easily. I've given you this mantra, use it. Keep in touch. You like Radical page, we are going to put a lot of self-help recipes with R5. But before that, you need to know what R5 is all about. R5 stands for revive, recognize, realign, reorient, and reposition. Even if you do not do any of our workshops, doesn't matter. Please start using R5 as quickly, as fast as possible to streamline and ease out your life. There are certain programs which are free of cost. If you will connect to us, maybe we will send a mailer. Look out for your email within a day or two, and we will invite you for some of the free programs if you're interested. But keep in touch, keep practicing R5. It may sound kind of, oh my God, was it that simple? Did I wait for the whole time just to get this R5? Now, had I given you right in the beginning R5, you may not have found it so exciting. So I had to create the whole prelude, because you're still coming from the old consciousness, which believes that it has to be difficult and challenging and time consuming, and I have to work hard to get it. No, it's not that. I'm giving you on the platter, take it or make it. I won't say leave it. Okay. So R5 is the mantra that stands for revive, recognize, realign, reorient, and reposition. Everything in the life is all about reviving, recognizing, realigning, reorienting, and repositioning. Right now, even as I'm talking to you, okay, if I would have been talking to you from another corner of the room, you wouldn't have really got me correctly. Okay. If this laptop was upside down, I wouldn't have even been able to read it correctly. So everything requires reorientation, repositioning. And before you do that, you need to first revive and recognize, because you have anyway put a lot of stuff in your dormant mind or archive section of your mind. So first thing first, you need to revive that, then recognize it. And then realign, reorient, and reposition. We believe there's nothing good, nothing bad, nothing is a waste, nothing needs to be discarded. Everything has its own position. When you give right position to anything, right alignment and orientation to anything, that's meaningful to you. So even if you have challenges, problems, difficulties with people, relationships, finances, you have to eventually revive, recognize, realign, reorient, and reposition, and that will work like a magic for you. I'm going to give you a little bit of examples and maybe a few demos. How can you, so this is R5 is like ABC. So if you've tried R5 and it did not work, it's like trying ABC and you feel, oh, it's damn boring. What do I do with this ABC? No. With this ABC, you start understanding and expressing in the languages. So if you want to learn more about Redikall and R5 and its applications, you can learn through a book called Redikall Crystalline Mind. It's available on Amazon or in Balboa Press, that is subsidiary of Louis Hay House. You can also attend a webinar. You can attend workshops if they are available in your towns. Right now it's a little difficult, but then you can always check out if there is a workshop available, because a lot of people like one-on-one interaction or group interaction. You can be mentored correctly. You can just reach out to us. We can assign you a mentor, or eventually you can be a part of a forum, or simply just seek a free trial. This webinar may appear to be a promotion webinar for Redikall or for me. But if you genuinely check the intent, which is beyond Redikall and which is beyond me, if we all start thinking right, appropriately, if we all start playing the role that is assigned to us, if we all start moving in a direction we are supposed to be moving, the world will become a better place for you, me, and the future generations. We all will learn to coexist with harmony and peace. The peace that you experience within you after practicing radical techniques will start rubbing on others. Slowly, you will find a lot of people getting peaceful. In all these testimonials, what they haven't really mentioned is as they have shifted, their families have shifted, their friends have shifted, their colleagues have shifted, officers have shifted, staff have shifted. I've taught Redikall to hundreds and thousands of people in different categories, in different cultures, and in different countries. And I've seen the shift, not only just in the participants, but through them, in a lot of people around. It can bring about that magical shift because you wonder how can that happen? Most of us, we're not even aware of the repercussions of erroneous thoughts, misplaced thoughts. The moment we start streamlining, life can be so beautiful and so amazing. Tomorrow, I have a webinar. If you wish, you can attend that. I will ask my office to send you an email, and we're going to keep the offer open till 12 midnight, where you can avail early bird discount. If possible, join. It's tomorrow and day after tomorrow. If not, we also have another program going on, that is Chakra Revival Program. You can avail it on Telegram as well as on WhatsApp. You can join us and start learning the magic of R5. You can also invite your friends and relatives and colleagues to join us on Telegram or WhatsApp and start applying R5 in your life. Let us make a beginning. It doesn't matter if you choose to do a curriculum or do not choose to do a curriculum. And finally, I would say thank you. Thank you for listening. I think it's been more than an hour I've been talking. We have 15 minutes for questions and answers. You can unmute your speakers and start asking.
Hi Aatmn, how to connect with you on Facebook or Telegram?
Facebook, my page is Aatmn, Aatmn, Aatmn is my page. So you can connect to me on Facebook, or you can connect on Redikall page. I'm pretty active and I do keep an eye on messages. And right now I have a little more time to do that.
Yes. This Chakra course, how can we access it on Telegram or WhatsApp?
Yes, so we will send you the link. We have your email ID. If you have registered, I'm sure you have registered.
Yes.
So, I will do that. Yeah, we can send you the information maybe by tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. What else?
Madam, I have a question.
Yes.
In the meditative state,
Right.
our subconscious mind is working or superconscious?
Initially, we get in touch. It's like levels, no? So initially, we get in touch with the filter mind, then subconscious mind, then dormant mind, and then superconscious mind.
Okay.
And even there are levels. So in higher consciousness and then superconsciousness.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, madam.
You're most welcome. Yes.
Hi, Aatmn. I am Dr. Rupesh.
Yes.
Simple query was, always there's something called as a logical mind which keeps on resisting all these things.
Yeah.
And second thing is our subconscious mind, as you said, is also part of the belief system which we have got it from we have inherited it, like from the beliefs from our parents, great-grandparents. So
Right.
how easy or difficult it would be for us to clear it with this R5? Because I just want to know how much time does it take generally?
So let me tell you, I've dabbled with a lot of other modalities, before even coming to Redikall. So not because Redikall is designed by me, but most people, even coming from other fields and modalities, they find it very easy to work with R5, and it's not just R5. Eventually, we have many more techniques to ease it out for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. So a beginning happens because it's something very simple. You can learn and pick it up, like it's like ABC, quick, quick, quick. So begin with that. And a lot of people even do miracles only with R5. But if something is still remaining, we can have much different levels of techniques. Yeah, it's possible. It's
Thank you
very,
very much, Vishay.
it is very easy. Trust. The first thing you work with your belief that life is difficult. No, it is not. Make it easy.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Yeah.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you show level 1 PPT once more, please? I missed out that
You missed
PPT,
out level 1 PPT. Just a second.
Yeah.
Let me share again.
Yeah.
You wanted specifically level 1, right?
Yeah.
There we go. So basically in level 1, you're going to learn how to, first of all, understand what is conscious mind, what is subconscious mind, how to reorganize our informations and different parts of the mind, and how to negotiate and create a bridge between the conscious mind and the subconscious mind. See, most of the time, we get in touch with the subconscious mind, especially when you're sleeping or during the crisis. Okay? That's when subconscious mind takes over. How about creating a bridge? For me, spirituality is not bypassing a conscious mind or bypassing the subconscious mind. I feel you need to be aligned to the superconscious mind, subconscious mind, and conscious mind, all three together. So you need to get subconscious mind, or rather superconscious mind signals or information. You need to change your response system that is there in your subconscious mind, and you need to act at the conscious level, that is through your conscious mind, right? So when your conscious mind, subconscious mind, and the superconscious mind, all three minds are in alignment, life becomes easy. If they're not in alignment, you will invariably have conflicts, because your subconscious mind will say, oh, I want to do this, and your conscious mind says, no, 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 how can you do this, right? And the conflict can actually be very, very detrimental for you. So it's best not to bypass, but just create a bridge. No, we have learned either or situation. You need to have integration of all that is. Okay, did I answer your question?
Aatmn, may I?
Yes, please.
Yeah, Aatmn, this is Prachi. I had a certain bout of fear last night regarding certain incidences and people. I don't know how they occurred, but I started RFing the emotion that is fear as well as the person concerned. So I can RFI the person as well, right?
Yes, you can. Huh.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. You can, if you find it difficult to deal with certain people, you can say the name of the person is Suresh. I don't know any Suresh, but I'm just saying. So I R5 Suresh, and then you can say I R5 this feelings towards Suresh. I R5 my perception of Suresh, so on and so forth.
Okay, thank you, Aatmn.
Thank you. Okay. Breakout. I'm just trying to get into the comment section. Wait. If there are any comments, any question which is not answered well. If there is, please, here, chat. Okay, let me just check it out if there is something. Will we see you or just audio? Okay, if you're still here, you can see me. Okay.
Aatmn, this is Beena here.
Okay. Yeah, we can share the recording. I'm not sure whether it will go. If you registered, we'll give you the link of the recording. Okay. Right. We have, yeah, please share the details of the Redikall Chakra activation course. We will send it, definitely. Here we have Laila. Thanks for a wonderful heard a lot about you. Okay, fine. Okay, there's Paula who's interested in online course. We will send you the information. It is tomorrow, 6:30 to 8:30. If you're still here, please keep yourself free. We will send you the details very soon. Okay, and thank you all for the, okay, fine. Thank you. That's, I think I've answered most of them. And a lot of my old students who have said hi, I'm not naming everybody. I can see Betsy from London. I can see Jyotsna. I can, the Varsha's there. Thank you so much, guys, for coming and dropping by, though you practically know almost all the information that I've given you. But I'm glad that you're always with me. I mean, I'm not alone in this. I have an amazing support from a lot of colleagues, friends, facilitators, students, who we like family. It's amazing to be in this space. So my deep gratitude to all of you. Yeah, any more question? I think I cut somebody. We have 7 minutes more.
Can we expect level 2 also through webinar?
Yes, you can. It would be, yeah, it would be available, but it's in a different format. It's not very structured because it is a lot of practical work. But level 2 is possible through webinar, definitely. We are even trying to work out up to level 3 through webinar online.
Oh, okay, great. Thanks.
But up to level 2, we have opened up still.
So how do we learn these courses from you?
So level 1 I'm doing, I generally do not do level 1 and 2. I have a group of facilitators who regularly conduct online as well as on-site. Usual cities are Bangalore, Mumbai, Pune, Delhi and Kolkata, and abroad, UAE, Dubai, we have it. And some select countries like Poland, Cyprus, and Turkey. So this is where we usually conduct. I very rarely conduct. So level 1 I'm doing tomorrow and day.
Hello, ma'am. I'm Leena. Tomorrow's course from 5 to 7:30 p.m. Isn't right?
5:30 to 7.
5:30. Yeah.
5:30 to 7. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
No.
5 to 7:30.
Can I just confirm with you once again? Just take down this number 98202 41639.
98202
41639. Just speak to Asha. I'm not very sure because I have a meeting before that also. So maybe, you know, like just confirm with her, please.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah. You'll have to register in advance though.
Okay. Thank you.
You're most welcome. What else? Any other question? Okay. As a we have 7 minutes. What I want you to do is just close your eyes. I'm going to give you an experience of R5. How does it work, right? So close your eyes and take a few deep breaths. Okay. And I'm just going to take you through progressive relaxation with the help of R5. Focus on your toes. And tell your toes, I revive you. Silently. No, please don't make noise. Huh? I revive you. I recognize you. I realign you. I reorient you. I reposition you. Focus on your legs. and affirm, I revive you, I recognize you, I realign you, I reorient you, I reposition you. Focus on your abdomen and silently recite, I revive you, I recognize you, I realign you, I reorient you, I reposition you. Focus on your chest and recite, I revive you, I recognize you, I realign you, I reorient you, and I reposition you. Focus on your hands and speak to your hands and recite, I revive you, I recognize you, I realign you, I reorient you, I reposition you. Focus on your shoulders and neck and recite, I revive you, I recognize you, I realign you, I reorient you, I reposition you. Focus on your face, scalp, and brain, and recite, I revive you, I recognize you, I realign you, I reorient you, I reposition you. Scan through your entire body and say, I revive you, I recognize you, I realign you, I reorient you, I reposition you. Gently move your fingers and your toes. And open your eyes with a big smile. All right, thank you guys. It's been a pleasure having you with us.
Thank you.
Thank you. Right.
Thank you, Aatmn.
Thank you, Aatmn.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Aatmn.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aatmn.
Thank you, Aatmn.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, Aatmn.
Thank you and good night. Great life.